Welcome to this reflection on the Monday of the third week of Lent. I'm Father Ken Forster. I'm an associate pastor here at St. Philip Neri Parish in Saskatoon. I'm going to focus today on the Old Testament reading from the second book of Kings, chapter 5. I just love this story about Naaman. Naaman wakes up one morning and he realizes that if he doesn't get help with his problem, it's all over for him. Okay? He's going to lose his career, he's going to lose his family, his fortune, his position. As a leper, he'll forever live in isolation and alienation. So he's got to do something about this. And the first thing he did was, in fact, to take advice from a woman. Now, that's a miracle in itself. It was an enormous step for a man to take this in the ancient world, especially with one of status like Naaman had, status and power. And it wasn't his wife. Naaman had a little Jewish girl as a servant who knew some things about a loving God. As it turns out, the advice that was given is the first sign of hope that Naaman has received, so he acts on it. He starts there and he starts to move up the chain of command and secure permission to leave the country from the king of Aram. And when the king receives his request, he's very pleased because he desires to have Naaman healed. He's a very valuable soldier. So he writes a letter to advocate for Naaman. And Naaman's willingness to sacrifice for this miracle has no bounds. He's gathered up all his belongings, gold, silver, 10 sets of clothing, a whole entourage of people, and he sets out on this journey with the hope of receiving a miracle. He spared no expense, and so he's set to go. He's willing to pay any price, give any gift, make any sacrifice, and he has the letter from the king as his advocate. But he is taught that we cannot earn or buy a miracle. It is pure, lavish love given to all equally. Naaman was put to the ultimate test. Little did he know that receiving this miracle would require a different kind of sacrifice. When he meets up with the prophet Elisha doesn't even bother to go to meet this important person. He just sends a message and says, go and bathe in the Jordan 7 times. You will be healed. 7 times. The Bible says that Naaman got angry. Why? Pride. Elisha asked him to do something that was totally beneath him, requiring humility. He asks Naaman, a very wealthy and prominent man, to go bathe in the Jordan, not once but 7 times. The Jordan River is the drain basin for the hills of Judea, and people who have no place to bathe, they bathe in the Jordan River. And its water flows into a larger body of water that's called the Dead Sea. Now, that says something. Naaman was in a rage. Why? Because he was no longer in control. He had no power. He was the beggar. Does God work miracles? The disciples said, well, it all depends on what you mean by a miracle. Some people call it a miracle when God does the will of the people. We call it a miracle when people do the will of God. The gospel is hard to accept, precisely because it's good news. It's too good to be true. We're very suspicious of an offer that's too good to be true, that's completely free and gift. Let's face it. If I can buy it or earn it, then I can't be obliged to the other person. But if it's given to me, Who knows what will be expected of me? Works are safe and easy, but grace is hard and transformational. Many blessings.